Looking to go out in the town in the city of Boston for an affordable price and grab some great food, drinks, and atmosphere in the Seaport District? Well, look no further than newcomer Seaport Social. Seaport Social is a premier and authentic social house that is poised to proudly serve the Boston area for many years to come. Their mission is to provide high-quality food and unique craft beer selection, along with a welcoming atmosphere for all those that wish to witness firsthand what the Boston social spirit is all about. From a top-notch bar, great group seating, to their premier menu including their massive loaded nachos, endless craft beers on tap, and an exquisite espresso martini option, look for manager Jimmy, who will satisfy your needs. A project that has been 4 years in the making is finally here, Seaport Social, which is located at 225 Northern Avenue in the Seaport District in Boston, will officially open its doors for their grand opening December 1st. Get there while you can and tell them Steele Nazz sent you. Eat, drink, social. That's what the Seaport Social does. Let it rip.
Welcome to Steele Nazz, episode 132. We're back here.
Back.
A lot of news around Boston. We got your hangover Saturdays here on a Saturday morning. How we feeling, Mike Steele?
Flu game big time right
Apparently
now.
a flu game from the pub last night, huh?
We're back.
Shout out to the
We're
pub
back.
softball.
Saw my mortal enemy today.
Who's that?
Driving here, guy's license plate was Roll Tide 4.
Oh, yeah.
And
guy's in
like
trouble.
bunch of Bama stuff. The state, Ohio.
Yeah, no,
Like I was like, you fucking kidding me? I
that's an
was like, get this
ultimate
guy out of my way.
chances are he's from Cleveland. Like that.
Yeah, disgusting
just an
behavior.
absolute scumbag.
You know that guy, I don't like him. So
Speaking of the pub, want to give a quick shout out to the boys here. Clinched the number one seed last night at the Faxon Slow-Pitch softball field. Job's not finished. Got to win the cup, but it's a good start. We're down 8 games with like 9 to go. Fucking won 9 in a row. Got it going.
good shit.
Good shit.
Love
Today
that.
we got a lot on the horizon here as
A lot.
Patrice Bergeron, love him since 03, calls it quits, retiring after 19, 20 years with the squad. We'll just give you, our thoughts on the whole situation. Jaylen Browns signs the biggest deal in NBA history. We'll see if he was worth the price or not. A couple other things. Steele doesn't want to talk about it. He's a Yankees guy, but we got to talk about the Boston Red Sox here. We're not much of a baseball podcast, but these young guys are letting it rip, and it's kind of showing they're a step or two away from making the playoffs. UFC 292 is tonight, recording on Saturday here, so we'll kind of give you our, we called it type of thing, and then preview Rob Font stepping in at UFC Nashville next weekend against Corey Sandhagen. Anything else on the horizon here? What else we got? Movies, shit, non-sports.
And Terrence Spence is going to win tonight. I mean, Terrence Crawford.
Oh, wow.
I'm ready for Crawford Spence. But Terrence Crawford's winning tonight. You'll hear this later. And Oppenheimer was fucking sick.
Nice. And Patriots training camp starts. There's a lot of rumors about, free agency running backs. We're going to do our Would You Rather segment around then. But let's hop right into it. Patrice Bergeron, 19, 20 years with the Boston Bruins, and as a captain. I think he was a captain from, at the past decade, just a real role model of the city. And I think about it, if at least, I'm 29, 30 years old of, think of Tom Brady, Big Papi Ortiz, you think of Paul Pierce, and then fourth was definitely Patrice Bergeron. So that kind of really ends the childhood memories. And now we're just strictly adults here.
Tom Brady, Patrice Bergeron. That's the order.
Well, you're not a Sox fan, dude. David Ortiz.
I'm a Yankees fan. I have Derek Jeter. That fucking that is an equivalent to David Ortiz. It's Tom Brady, then it's Patrice Bergeron. He doesn't have the rings, but he was much like he was the greatest fucking guy on the planet.
So is David Ortiz. As much this is a praise Patrice Bergeron, so we can get off this in a second. But that's a good debate. I think there's many suits of why Bergeron would be ahead of Papi, and I think just personally the 3 championships. I think the Boston Marathon thing was a big deal. But let's get back on Patrice Bergeron here as he
second greatest Bruin ever.
37. I'm sure he's going to go up with the next year or two. Just so influential on this team. I even saw his last season here. He battled with an injury at the end of the season. Ended up, sticking it up. No one had to play Game 6, Game 7. It's just really bittersweet, as there was so many good times, but there's so many. The 2013 with the Blackhawks could have won the cup. The 2018-19 Blues, and then even this year with the best team in the regular season. just seems like a lot of missed opportunity. But at the end of the day, Patrice Bergeron goes down as the legend of the city of Boston. I couldn't be happy about that.
Yeah, it's the greatest Bruin I've ever seen by miles. He's won 6 Selkies, an award you're not supposed to win like unanimously, and he won it basically unanimously like 5 times. And he's just it was unbelievable. Like, you needed to win a face-off. There's no one on the face of the earth, literally in like the history of hockey, that I would rather have than Patrice Bergeron.
And just the stories I've heard, and like teammate, he's just as good as a dude as he is a hockey player, and that speaks volumes because he's a hell of a hockey player, playing for Team Canada, win those gold medals with Sidney Crosby and all them. He goes down as you think about the Crosbys and Ovechkins of our generation. He's right there. He wasn't the goal scorer that those guys had, especially Ovechkin.
Third period, Team Canada, who they put at center?
Patrice Bergeron.
Not Sidney Crosby. Moved him to wing. Patrice Bergeron took the face off.
Damn right.
That's fucking, because why not?
He just had that. I hate comparing every great athlete to Tom Brady, but he just had that esque of like, he's going to deliver for this team once again. That overtime game was that against the Canadians in 11 when he scored the game winner in overtime to win.
Yeah, in Toronto, the comeback.
I mean that's Nathan Horton. You can throw like 7 people. Like, I think Lucic had a goal there. Yeah. Like, they all.
Horton's the one that beat the Canadians. He scored that goal.
Okay. Well,
2013, he scored the game tying goal with like 40 seconds left, and then he scored the game winner in OT to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in 2013. And watching Maple Leaf Square funnel out of that, I pretty much watch it yearly.
Yeah, no, there's
like, it's such a beautiful sight.
It's like if the Free Jacks lost a couple of weeks ago at what was it, Kilroy Square? If that happened, times that by 1 billion, and that's Toronto.
Yeah, like we would have just gone to the Fowler House. Those people went home. Fuck them.
Oh boy, good shout out to the Fowler House there.
Great place.
But you talk about his career in general. It just seemed like every year he was there for the taking. I can't imagine he was healthy for any postseason.
Not a chance. Literally not a prayer.
At the end of the day, only one team wins the cup every year, so that's tough to do. But you get one, it's better than nothing, I guess. And at the end of the day, he'll be remembered in Boston forever. Don't diminish him because he only got one, dude. The Bruins are historical losers. Yeah, that's true.
The Bruins have been around for like 100 years. They've won 7 cups.
Yeah, that's
like they're fucking like, dude,
that's literally 7%.
Like Ray Bourque has nothing.
No.
So like,
besides with the Avalanche, but yeah.
So Bruins. I'm talking Bruins.
Yeah, Bruins guys.
So like fucking like, dude, Patrice Bergeron, winning one with the Bruins is a miracle.
Yeah. Going forward, I didn't hear one person complain about like, oh, that's gonna mess up the team for next year, because they just knew it was Bergeron's time. I can't imagine David Krejci coming back, but the future of this team, I don't think looks too promising. At least on the offensive lines, there you have Pastrnak, Zacha, Charlie Coyle is going to probably center the second line. JVR came in. It's going to be tough to, I don't think there's any chance they're going to replicate from this year's regular season team. But
I mean, you lose your captain, you're losing the best 2-way hockey player in the history of the sport.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be worse.
They're definitely going to
be. You're not going to be better.
I know. But like
the
thing's so crazy with hockey is they can like be a wild card team and win a playoff series.
Oh no, they're still there. Like hockey season still matters. Like the Bruins still you have 200 point scorers, Marchand and Pasta.
Yep.
You have one of the best defensemen in the league. You have literally the reigning Vezina winner in goalie. Like, they're still a good team.
Yeah, I think their defense is honestly, it's been their Achilles heel in years past, but I think it's just going to keep building stronger and stronger, and they're just going to be a defensive goaltending team. It seems like the more time we go on, we're talking about Omar getting traded or Swayman going out, so there's only one of them. But the more time that goes on, and you kind of think, all right, they might be both sticking around for at least another year.
Like this time last year, we were talking about like hopefully making the playoffs. They got 140 points. Like,
I went back to
you know what I mean? Like,
I went back to watch a preview for the Bruins, and
they're still there.
And we're like, they're going to be worse than last year, and they end up being. That's why I mean, hockey's such like a wishy-washy sport in terms of like.
Like, I fully expect playoff hockey in Boston this year.
Like no one knows anything. Like no one knows anything. You can say they suck, but like they can just fuck around, and that's what happened last year. So you never know what can happen. I do question this team offensively. I think they were so deep last year. Again, tough to replicate that. But even they lost. They're losing so many guys. Bertuzzi, it sucks. They lost him.
That one sucks because
Taylor Hall was out the door, but Bertuzzi going to
Bertuzzi had to pay like 1.5 mil, and he went to the Leafs. Yeah,
which is brutal because I think the Bruins offered a multi-year deal. And
on the plus side, like as I just said, the Bruins historical losers. Like he went to the Leafs, much more worse historical. Losers.
Yeah. He goes from a punk bitch to an even bigger punk bitch for doing that. I don't know. Like I loved him as a Bruin, but he was that type. If he's not on your team, you hate him. So like, scratch Tyler Bertuzzi off the list for me.
Someone asked Marshawn like who he rooted for like this week when he was like a kid, and he was like the Leafs as much as that sucks. I was like, nice.
At least he just came out clean with it.
Yeah, he was like, it sucks to say, but
so that's really on the Bruins front. Patrice Bergeron. I'm sure Krejci's going to be announced in a couple weeks. I can't imagine him coming back.
It would be shocking.
Yeah, I personally thought Bergeron was going to come back for one more year. Krejci was done, but we might get a double retire here, which is probably like now it's expected.
Rafters, both of them.
Definitely.
Both of them.
No doubt.
Obviously 37, but 46 should be
46, up there. 40, 63, eventually 88. Unless he gets traded to the Maple Leafs.
Yeah. That's that fucker. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Like, dude, like Pasta might be my favorite athlete.
Oh, yeah.
Like person.
They said
that guy's just trying to play fucking hockey.
They said he was at the SB Awards and accepting his awards, whatever like that. And I guess he was like kind of heavy. So he's just living life in the summer.
That's fine. Yeah.
He's gonna come in, get in shape.
It's just ripping Czechoslovakia. It's fucking like having a day.
Probably just clear vodka.
Yeah.
Nothing like
living life. God bless him.
Oh yeah.
50 for Pasta.
The other side of the garden, the Boston Celtics letting go Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, kind of been a crazy offseason acquiring Kristaps Porzingis. Personally like the idea, but the biggest eggshell has officially cracked up, and Jaylen Brown has signed the biggest deal in NBA history. I think it's like 5 years, $307 million. It's like $60 million a year once it starts hitting. But what do you think? You think he deserves it? What's your take on it?
I mean, he deserves a max contract. I mean, like by looking at it that way, should Jaylen Brown be like the highest paid player in the NBA history? No. But like that's just the way it works. I mean, he's only going to be that till like next year when Giannis gets like,
or like next week,
like a trillion.
When, someone signs someone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So like that's fine. But no, he deserves it. He deserves a max contract. I'm fine.
I think he got all NBA. And you really look at it, I think from the Celtics perspective, you're like, all right, this guy's been loyal to us. Easily the second best player. I mean, he'd be the best player on a lot of teams in the NBA.
Many.
But at the end of the day, I bet the Celtics looked at all their alternatives and they're like, all right, well, are we going to get a better player than this to complement our best player? And the answer is no. They already enough chemistry. Enough of this, he can't dribble the basketball. Jaylen Brown's a hell of a talent. Obviously $307 million. That's fucking insane. But
not our money.
That's the way in the NBA nowadays.
It's
was eligible for it. If you give him a penny less, he's probably going to go elsewhere because he does have an ego to him, and most of these guys do, including myself. We all got egos.
But, like if it happened to, like he would murder us.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the guys like if he averaged like 15 points a game, was in like a slump and then played the Celtics, he'd get 50. Yeah. 50. Like he'd absolutely he'd be ready to go for that game. I love that. That's a great trade.
I think you like continue to base your team off the two J's. I think Jason Tatum's due for one of these big deals. I think it's even higher than what Jaylen Brown's making in a year or two, because I know he's a little younger. But you base your team off those two guys. And you keep, getting these role players. I like Porzingis. You need a third guy where, Malcolm Brogdon was kind of that guy last year, but got hurt down the stretch. This guy's a 7'2" guy who can drain shots.
Who's going to get hurt down the stretch?
Yeah, but if they're bouncing pick and rolls, I'd rather him taking shots than Marcus Smart. As much as I love Marcus Smart, Marcus Smart used to be that guy where if it wasn't the Jays, he was kind of wide open, and hopefully that's Porzingis' role because he's definitely got a better field goal percentage.
Going to keep a tally of every game Porzingis doesn't play and Marcus Smart does.
I literally hope he.
Going to keep a tally.
It's the Gronk effect. I hope he plays like half the games and then he's completely healthy as an ox for the playoffs. Like I'm in for that. I'm okay with that.
Doubtful, but hopefully.
Hopefully. Okay. I'll give you that. So Jaylen Brown, I think we both agree on the signing. I think the money's a little steep. I think.
Yeah, but you had to.
Yeah,
I mean, you just had to.
That's the way the NBA
reality.
working. You weren't getting Damian Lillard.
That would be That would be pretty cool.
I think they've been trying to shop Jaylen Brown out for like the best player in the league for years. Like there definitely was talks about Kevin Durant coming here and stuff. Those whiffed. So this is what you have now. And I think he's only getting. I think their ceiling hasn't even hit yet. And like I said, to the point of the NHL, NBA only one championship winner every year. You're not going to win it every year, but there is a little bit of an urgency now within the next 2. I think you got to win a championship within the next 2 years.
Yeah, and I mean it's there. Like you just pretty much got Giannis in the East. I mean the Heat but like the Heat could be there, they could not be. They're kind of weird. Yeah, like Giannis is going to be there. That's just like the Titan you like have to take down. The Heat like might be there next year, or they might not be. Who knows? Like they're just like weird like that.
The Sixers are always a wash. They took us to the limit this year, buddy. They're usually chokers.
I have seen debates on Twitter the past like week of Dwayne Wade versus James Harden. Like who would you rather? And like if you would pick James Harden in that, you are a jackass.
Loser.
Like
Absolute
you are an
loser.
Absolute clown.
Even like
that is Dwayne Wade by a landslide.
Even the years he's averaging like 30 plus, he's like taking 20 free throws a game. Yeah, I mean, like he's not like.
Do you want to win?
Yeah.
Or do you want to lose?
Speaking of Marcus Smart, go back to that clip when they're playing fucking the Rockets and he took like 2 charges at the end of the game to win. That's prime James Harden right there.
No, James Harden, unbelievable basketball player, Hall of Famer, loser.
No, he's not a bonehead of the week. He's a bonehead of our lives.
Yeah, absolute loser. Yeah. And don't worry. Ben Simmons is coming back.
Is he?
You see that? Yeah, he's healthy.
It's a rewinding clock. It's like sweet pictures of like Ben Simmons like training in the off season, like gets hurt second game, air balls third game, like that guy's open.
And then quits the team.
Yeah, then quits the team. Like and repeat. Is he still in Brooklyn?
I could care less.
Really
That's
care.
one of the great losers of our time. One of the great losers.
He's a
of our
big time
time.
loser, man. We're talking about James Harden. At least James Harden plays the fucking game.
No, James Harden's a Hall of Famer. James Harden's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. Ben Simmons, loser.
Absolute L7. Can't believe more. We're gonna hop on in the now. Steele, might want to go get a cup of coffee or something over there because we're going to be talking about the hottest team in Boston right now. Actually, only Boston team playing.
Yeah, congrats.
But the Boston Red Sox here now 56-47. I think sitting, a game behind the wild card. Let's see here. They are a game and a half. They've won their last 5 games. And you know what? These guys have really come to play who were struggling early in the season and last season. Jaren Duran, who might be their best player in the last month or two. He struggled last year. He said he had a lot of mental issues. Comes around hitting 385 the last couple months. Tristan Casas, who was batting one, I think as much as a young female weighs or something. The first couple months of the season, but has really turned it on. I think he's got like 17 ding dongs. Quarter on a Saturday here, so they just beat the Giants last night. He had a homer and a ground rule double. So
I love how fired up you are and how much my season is like the worst season ever, and I'm like 2 games behind you.
2 games.
Like you are such a loser.
Well, you guys had expectations. We didn't. You guys had expectations and we didn't. They're saying
so fucking sick that you're in 4th place in the AL East, dude.
Yeah, game and a half behind the playoffs.
Oh,
dude.
that's so awesome, dude. That's so sick.
What do you trying to bang on the door from the cellar, bud?
I just need Aaron Boone to fucking I need to lose. I hope the Yankees lose every game for the rest of the year, and Aaron Boone gets fired. That's what I want more than anything.
You're like that terrible little brother that
No, Aaron Boone gets fired, and I guarantee the World Series next year. If Aaron Boone gets fired this year, I guarantee the Yankees win the World Series next year.
The Yankees aren't going to win the World Series like ever again.
Not with Aaron Boone. That's why I need him fired. That's the whole point of this.
But Alex Cora has,
cheating scumbag. Literally a cheating piece of shit.
The whole Martin, Kenley Jansen has been he closed it out last night. Guy's phenomenal. They're saying Rafael Devers is having an average year. Didn't make the All-Star game. Didn't even have a whisper of making it. Guy's batting like 265, yeah, usually a 300 hitter, but 25 jacks, I think 80 RBIs. I don't think that's, an off year. I think that's leading the squad. And, Justin Turner has turned out to be quite the delight. Seems like he's getting clutch hit after clutch hit.
That one hurts me.
Yeah.
When you guys got Justin Turner, I was like, fuck. That sucks. He's going to be great.
He's that like slow pitch softball guy that like.
No, it's like when you guys got Steven Pierce, I was like no Red Sox fan gave a shit about that, and I was like, I fucking hate that guy. Oh, the 2018. Yeah, I was like, that guy's the worst.
He was sick on the Orioles.
Fucking on the fucking Blue Jays. Like
the Blue Jays
rake the Yankees. Yeah. I hate that guy.
And
fucking ML MVP of the World Series. What a piece of shit.
And then Masataka Yoshida, who said we overpaid him, is leading the American League in hitting.
That's on Red Sox fans. Always pay the Asian. Every time. As a like Matsui, Tanaka, amazing. Like always do it. Always do it.
His like approach to the game is so weird to me. Like
I wish Ohtani took the like $2 billion the Yankees wanted to offer him, but he was like, no, I want a small market team.
Well, they're going to offer him $2 billion this offseason.
Yeah, and he's going to get a short porch, and he's going to hit 2 trillion home runs.
Dude, I was saying it last night. They had a doubleheader yesterday. He threw a complete game, 1 hitter, and then the second game, he hit 2 homers. Like, that will never happen again.
He might hit like 65 home runs this year. If you put him in Yankee Stadium, he hits like 90. Yeah,
he breaks Barry Bonds' record.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like it's like come to the Yankees show, hey.
But
please.
But back to the Yoshida thing, it's crazy because he like slaps the ball around like Ichiro, but then just squares one up and puts it like 400 feet in the right field grandstand. Like I don't even know about like, is it just like a personal thing where like it's all right, now I'm trying to hit a single?
Yeah, do I want to do that?
Do I want to hit a homer? It's crazy to me because you think he's like this just slap hitter who's only going to hit like 1 or 2 homers on the season. I think he's got probably around 15 right now.
The teens, yeah.
So that big pickup. He's a decent outfielder. We have too many outfielders. I think they should trade Adam Duvall at the deadline down to 4, get better pitching. And they're going to reload. They're going to get Trevor Story back. And then they're pitching. They're going to get Chris Sale maybe for a game before he, gets in a bike accident again.
You guys still have Trevor Story?
Yeah, he's been hurt all season. He's been hurt.
I completely forgot about that.
He's rehabbing in AAA right now. He should be playing for them next week. So that'd be big to have him there. We just traded Kiki Hernandez, not for a wash machine. I think they got 2 pretty good prospects pitching wise. And then you got Tanner Houck and who's the other one? Why am I forgetting his name?
Aaron Judge came back yesterday. Yankees lost 1-0. That's how my year's going.
Yeah, no, you guys. If he
fire Aaron Boone.
He better get fired. I don't know how he hasn't been fired yet.
Please, they give him an extension.
Garrett Whitlock. There we go. Garrett. Once those 3 guys come back, this pitching staff is gonna, look completely different as it did. James Paxton. Could you believe that he's putting on for the squad right now?
You got to knock on so much wood with James Paxton.
Whatever,
dude.
man.
Like today, his arm might explode.
The Red Sox
have
took us as far as I thought they could get. So let's see. We're playing with house. That's my difference with me being happy about 4th place. I thought they'd be like, 20 games out by now. I didn't think they had the roster to do it, but it's exciting baseball to watch every single night, in my opinion. Brian Bayo, he's let up a couple home runs the last couple starts, but he's, man on a mission. They're calling him Little Pedro. I don't think he deserves that title yet, but he's getting there, man. He's got good stuff, keeps the fastball down, really mixes up his pitches. I like him.
Let's talk about a team that matters, the Reds.
The Reds. Del Cruz, most exciting guy in baseball.
The Reds are electric.
Yeah. Even I was talking to John from Quincy last night, the Brewers too. This kid's Sal Frelick from Lexington, who was like Gatorade Player of the Year in football and baseball in Massachusetts. 1st round pick from Boston College. He just made his debut last week. Went 5 for 6 last weekend with 2 home runs. Kid's a stud.
You're hurting me. He has like the Wikipedia page of Patrice Bergeron on his computer, and it says it's a Canadian former professional ice hockey player. Like, get rid of that, dude.
That's tough.
Yeah, get that the fuck out of my face. What are you doing? I like if I go to opening night for the Bruins, I'm gonna be so sad. Like the opening face-off, just like isn't gonna be Patrice Bergeron. Disgusting.
It's like Brady leaving. It's gonna be tough. I even think Marchand. It's like, what is Marchand gonna do from here? He doesn't know anything without him.
Be our captain and lead us to victory.
That'd be sick. They're like, oh, might as well trade him now and get some fun. I'm like, nah, he's an all-time Bruin, dude. You don't trade an all-time Bruin. I'm sorry. This isn't baseball where you get prospects. This isn't, so-and-so sport. This is hockey, dude. If you got a guy who's played for your team for 10 plus years, putting up the points that they put up, he's a lifelong Bruin. If you think anything other than that, you're a fucking idiot.
No. Cam Neely was asked, like, are you putting like 37 up in the Rafters? And he was literally like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, he's just like, we gotta find a day.
Yeah, he was like, well, yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm going to.
Mixing in some Patriots.
I'll be at that game 1,000,000,000%.
Training camp just started last week. Seems pretty promising. I'm not really into I guess it's their job, the reporters, but saying that Mac Jones went 5 for 7 and 7-on-7 drills. I don't read anything into that. They're just getting ready. The tires are being put on the Suburban. We're getting things rolling. Seems, good that everyone's come out. There hasn't really been any contract situation thing. I know that talks about Mac Judon, but it seemed he was just on the Patriots social media website yesterday. Seems like that's going to be okay. Everyone seems pretty healthy, but the big question is reports today, recording on a Saturday, Ezekiel Elliott is in the Patriots. Now that's 3 running backs they've been concerned with now. Leonard Fournette has met with them, and Mac Rowe said they were in talks with Dalvin Cook. All 3 really good running backs. The situation of, them not getting paid, which is a real thing, whether you like it or not. That's just kind of the way the market's going in the NFL right now with, Saquon Barkley just signed a 10+ year, just basically eating it. Still, so there's 3 running backs. All have had pretty promising careers. Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott, Leonard Fournette. If you had your pick and one of them, who would you take?
Playoff Lenny.
Playoff, wow.
No question. No hesitation.
No hesitation?
Playoff Lenny.
Just because of the experience?
Experience. He's an absolute house when he's healthy. He's great. Dalvin Cook's my mortal enemy. Don't want him.
Oh, yeah.
And Ezekiel Elliott is just since we have a running back in Stevenson, I would take Ezekiel Elliott. I would not want Ezekiel Elliott to be our number 1 back. I would not like that.
Oh, no. No matter all 3 of these guys, they won't be the number 1
No,
back.
that's what I'm saying.
But I love Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
Not even from my Florida State days, but
fake Florida State fan. He's probably a Georgia guy now.
No, I roll Tide currently. So I like that guy if he wasn't from Ohio, I'd like him. From the beginning of the show we're talking about. But Dalvin Cook is probably my pick. I think he's got the most upside at this stage of his career. I think Stevenson is definitely the 1 back, but the 17 games in the season, is Stevenson going to play 17 games? Is Pierce Strong and the Kevin Harris guy, they seemed like they had pretty good rookie campaigns, but they really put up a production if they have to start a game? I think you have to sign at least one of the 3. I know they're probably going to be talking about.
Then you get to the playoffs, and that's where we need Leonard Fournette. Gamer.
But so is Cook. And so is Elliott.
No.
True.
Prove that.
You smoked me.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook has had 1,000-yard seasons.
Playoffs. What has he done?
They haven't really made the playoffs.
Is there a playoff Dalvin Cook? No, there's a playoff Lenny.
Yeah, because he had Tom Brady.
So that's not his fault.
I guess he was just standing there. That
he showed up to camp and the Buccaneers were like, hey, we signed Tom Brady today.
I think the Ezekiel Elliott thing's really interesting because he's been this prime star getting paid $15 million a year, playing for the Dallas Cowboys, expectations every year. Now, if he comes to this team, he's going to have, I know he had Pollard last year, but he is definitely going to be the backup to Stevenson, 3rd down guy. And I think it would really suit his role in terms of not getting 20 touches a game. I think 10 touches a game. A guy who can catch balls out of the backfield. I think, honestly, I keep talking myself into this. I think Ezekiel Elliott has a case of the 3. I'd pick Dalvin, but just simply out of pure skill.
What do you like in the red zone if we got Zeke? Because he'd be the 3rd down back.
Yeah.
But him and Stevenson, red zone.
Oh, yeah, they can both catch.
Yeah,
That's why
I don't know who I'd like out there more.
Leonard Fournette would be a bat out of hell on 3rd down, strictly on those 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3s.
Oh, yeah, 3rd and 2, you just bring out a ready-to-go Leonard Fournette. That's the first down.
And then the other 2 are more playmakers. You can introduce them in on a 1st down, 2nd down. You can really spin the dual back. But if you get Leonard Fournette, that guy's a 3rd down, guy waiting. You just run through a nose tackle.
Side debate of those 3, who is the best in college? All 3 are college legends. All 3 are college legends.
Florida State, Dalvin. You got LSU, Fournette, and then you got
OHIO.
It's Elliot. It's Elliot. He was unbelievable.
Elliot definitely has like he won the championship.
Yeah.
Like Fournette was probably like the most dominant running back I think I saw. Like he was on, but like he was like that play. That play where he's against like Auburn and he just like throws fucking like 3 of them onto the sideline and just scores a touchdown. It was like the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
He was the Zion Williamson of like college.
Yeah, like all 3 are college legends.
I would just say Elliot because the performance he won, put on in the championships. So if you're talking about big, we got playoff Zeke.
We don't though. We have college football Zeke.
It's not his fault he was on the Cowboys.
We have 9 years ago Zeke that beat fucking Bama. God bless him.
But I mean, you look around the Patriots in general, it seems like their defense is going to come to play this year. I'm hoping that the offense has a better campaign. Seems like, Coach O'Brien's got these guys going. Juju Smith-Schuster, like I said, first week of training camp, who really gives a shit. But does this team have any chance to win the division? Because they're plus 700 odds. I think the Jets are third favorite with like 2-1 odds.
Wild card, yes. Winning the division, no. There's literally not a chance.
Not a chance.
Like 0%.
0. Do you think because they have to be better than one of the 3 teams?
And I think they can do that.
You think?
I think not being in the bottom of the barrel is possible.
The Jets.
The
Dolphins.
Maybe the Dolphins. The Dolphins already lost Jalen Ramsey for they said a few months, but it's like, dude, he blew his knee in fucking day
he's
one.
Gonna have problems.
He's not going to come back as soon as you think.
I think they can be better than Dolphins.
Was there Joe Burrow news today? He got caught it off.
Yeah, he strained his calf. He's all right.
That's all right. Yeah,
he'll be fine.
Because that's what they were saying. But you don't know.
That would suck for the game. Like if he couldn't play that. As much as you're like, one goes down in the AFC, it's like, no, you want to see that guy playing big games.
Yeah, Joe Burrow's the man.
Yeah. He's seemed like a good dude. And you know what? It's Kansas City's title to defend, and that's probably their main, team that they're looking at.
Like Mahomes is better, but that dude's such a dink. Like Joe Burrow's awesome.
Yeah. You know what though? My NFL hot take, and I don't know if it's that big of a hot take, is the Ravens are going to dethrone the Cincinnati Bengals this year. Because they have, they signed some defensive guys, and I feel like their offense is going to be next level this season. J.K. Dobbins coming back. Got all those guys we mention every week, OBJ, Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers, nickname from Lamar Jackson, Joystick. Kind of love it.
Love that. No, the Ravens are so weird, though, because, like the Ravens could go, fucking 13-4, but they could go, 8 and fucking 9.
It all depends on Lamar Jackson staying healthy. That game last year when the Pats played the Ravens, and I happened to be at the game, and he just went down the field. He just completely iced the game. Mac Jones threw 3 picks. That was ugly. That game was brutal. And then I think Mac Jones, that was the beginning of Zappy Nation. I'm not even going to start Zappy Nation until Mac Jones is our quarterback. Let's stand with this guy. Let's see what he can do. I feel like he has a lot better people around him this season than last time around. And I'm really hoping, I'm thinking I'm 10-7. I think 10-7 gets you in. I think it's the same, song as last season where you're going to have to beat these teams head to head. You're going to have to get a 500 record in the division.
We don't have to play Jalen Ramsey. We play them week 2, so that's a big win.
And the Jets, as much as everything looks good for them, they got the Hard Knocks going. They dusted back to.
Are you worried about the Jets?
You should be a little bit worried, but I'm not going to be worried until I start seeing that product, blossom. Because in my entire life, I've never seen the Jets blossom.
Jets franchise, losers. Aaron Rodgers, loser. No fear.
Did you see Sean Payton rip on Nathaniel Hackett?
Yeah, dude, because that guy is the worst coach fucking ever. You know what I mean? That guy, like the Denver Broncos being as bad as they were last year is an absolute joke. You got a Hall of Fame level quarterback and you made him suck.
Yeah. Herm Edwards said I was hearing him talk, and he said he's never seen that in all his years in the NFL of just one coach calling out another coach for just fucking sucking.
Yeah.
I think it's it speaks volumes because I don't think he'd say that if it wasn't true.
No, dude, he would never do that. He'd be like, dude, that's definitely an unwritten rule. You don't slander like that. But he walked in and they were like, yo, this guy was so fucking terrible. And he was they just telling me about how bad this guy was. And they even said that during the year, the players. And that's insane. They didn't even really say that about Matt Patricia, and everyone knew he sucked.
Well, you know what? I think that first game did a lot for Denver last year. because out of the gate, we're like, this team is going to like overtake Pat Mahomes for the AFC West. Like they got Russell Wilson, who, played pretty good football.
No, you were a
Seattle.
500 team and you got Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
You should improve.
And that first game of the season, they played Seattle and Geno Smith just tore him up. And was like, wow, what did we just see?
Giant hater of Geno Smith back in the day, but what a year for him.
What a
Good
year.
for him. That was awesome.
And now he's like ranked in top 10 quarterbacks, which is wild.
Yeah, no,
he will not. He's got good receivers though. He just got the guy from Ohio State too, so he's got 3 good receivers.
And Jigba.
That's got to be the most underrated receiving core in all football.
One thing I saw that was nuts to me was and like not that it matters, but it's like that like top like 100 NFL player ranking that comes out every year. Yeah, stupid. They had Justin Fields over Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, that's just
way.
That's just dumb.
Like what planet? Like on what field? Like are you kidding me?
That's why you look at that, some of these divisions, and I know I'm talking as a Red Sox fan, being like, oh, if we were in the AL Central, fucking being first place.
We were in 4th place of the fucking AL.
Yeah, no, I hate that.
Jackass.
But there are so many divisions in the NFL where you're like,
I'm in first place of the AL Central too, pal.
Yeah. But the AFC, I'm just saying the AFC East, like this, like the NFC North, the NFC West kind of sucks this year too. Like there's all these divisions where you can have some mediocre football where, AFC East, the NFC East, those are top-notch divisions.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting to see. But that's what I mean. We're like a little over a month away from the first regular season game. There's nothing better than football season. I wish football season was during the summer. I don't think they could do that. I think a lot of people die of a heat stroke, but September, October, best months of the year.
College football, does Georgia three-peat?
Definitely. No question.
No question.
No question. Bama doesn't even know who their starting quarterback is.
Yeah, but he's going to be a 5-star recruit from fucking God, from the death slums of Bama.
Yeah, we'll see. Lastly here, so UFC 291's tonight. So you'll be hearing this probably after that. Gaethje Poirier, I think Dustin Poirier takes care of business.
Justin Gaethje, Terrence Crawford, make the bet.
I like that.
You're not going to hear it till after, but that's what you should do.
And then we got to give our big shout out to former guest Rob Font, supposed to fight in UFC Boston, with his whole home crowd there against Yasong Dong. What is his name, right?
Yeah, that's literally his name. That's hilarious.
But Corey Sandhagen, who when Font was on the show, was talking about fighting him. I think someone dropped out UFC Nashville next week.
So we're on to Nashville.
So Rob Font is taking on Corey Sandhagen in the main event there. Should be a hell of a matchup. Sandhagen is a bad man.
Yes, it's going to be
Rob
a very
Font
good fight.
coming off probably the best win of his career. Sandhagen, Sandhagen's last fight, I feel like
he lost, I believe. I do not know who it was.
Let's see who we got. So we got canceled against. So he's supposed to fight Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, Umar.
Yep. So
he beat Marlon Vera.
Marlon Vera.
Cheeto. He beat Cheeto.
I think Font beat Vera too. Unless that might have been Calvin Guitar. One of the two with a New England cartel. But should be a pretty good damn fight. I'm sure Font comes as a slight dog. But I think he wants that. I think it's going to be a hell of a show. I'm going to take Rob just out of pure respect.
What do you think of Pereira versus Jan? Jan Blachowicz, not Peter Yan.
Oh, that's going to be a bang tonight. Yeah, I'm taking Jan Black.
Pereira at light heavyweight, scary.
Yeah, that guy is...
Like, that guy was huge. Like, Robert Whittaker, when he was fighting at middleweight, was like the first thing I saw when I saw that guy fighting Izzy. I was like, look at the fucking size of that guy. And, like, now he's a weight class above. He's more filled in. Like, I don't know. Like, and both of those guys can knock each other the fuck out. Like, who knows what's going to happen with that? Yeah. That could be a first punch ender. Like, you know what I mean? That could be a 1 round... Like, can't wait.
Yeah,
it's gonna be sick.
If you were gonna go to that UFC Nashville, what bar are you hitting before you go out?
Honky Tonk Central.
Honky Tonk, you have to.
What else would I do?
I'm looking up Dave Bautista here. Bautista, WWE. I watched the movie the other night that he was in, and I was like, "Who is this big guy?" I'm like, "Wait a minute, is that Bautista?" And it was like a scary movie. Man, I'm trying to. It won't.
It was a horror movie. They're in a house.
Yeah, it was.
Fuck.
It was. The movie was just okay, but it was insane. Like in terms of
Knock at the Cabin. Is
Knock
what
at
you're
the
talking
Cabin.
about.
Basically, they like had to like sacrifice someone for like the world to be saved. It was M. Night Shyamalan, like one of those crazy movies. but he just like comes out of the woodwork talking to this little girl, and it's just this big fucking guy being like, I think they were like catching grasshoppers, and he just fucking whips his hand around and just catches one for the girl. He's like, by the way, we gotta kill one of your dads. And it's like, oh my God, this is it was only perfect. I'm not big on like long movies unless it's like, all right, this is gonna be a hell of a one. Hour 40 minutes, quick one there. I think I got it on Amazon Prime. Easy, horror flick. It was good.
Speaking
Good
of
stuff.
long movies, Oppenheimer, cinema. Great flick. Great flick. Batista was not in it, though. I'm not going to lie to you. He is in Blade Runner 2049, though, which matters.
Oh, wow.
And Dune Part 2, which was on that thing. That's why I saw that. That comes out in like November. Can't wait.
I got to give a quick shout out. I went last Friday for some apps and drinks. Rosafa Mediterranean Bistro Cuisine, located on Hancock Street in Quincy. They had some great oysters. Got it going. They had like a couple fruity drinks.
Oysters, kid.
It was great. Everyone goes to Foul House over there. Foul House, great spot, but don't sleep on Zaffa, man. Zaffa gets the job done.
It's the only place we've done a martini review.
Oh yeah, those were spilling everywhere. That was a time.
That's
Great
how it
time to be
goes.
alive.
That's how it goes.
Also, since we're on that avenue, I think they're having their little martini show on the but I'm not doing it justice. But
Yeah, I do not know the date of it, but the martini
coming
like
up.
off. Like
it's on like some boat in like Boston Harbor.
it's on a
Seaport.
boat in the Boston Harbor.
Yeah.
Be there, get tickets, go. 3 beans.
Mm-hmm. Also, Frank the Tank Hogan and our guy Michael Hahn they're gonna be boxing outside at Veterans Memorial Stadium in 2 weeks, Friday night.
Be there.
Should be a hell of a story.
Frank the Tank kicking ass. Let's
Yeah.
go.
What else you got, Steele? Anything? What
Nothing
are you gonna do
at
on
all.
Saturday? You gonna get a nap in?
No, absolutely not.
Is it our year?
Yeah, it's our year. UFC 291, Crawford Spence. I don't have time to sleep.
Yeah. I mean, you do. It's actually like 12:30, so it doesn't start till like 8.
No. Yeah, that's not how it works at all.
Want to give a big shout out to Slight Edge Fitness and Performance. They entered a team in the Steele Nazz softball tournament that's going to take place Saturday,
Get ready,
September
be there.
16th. Looking for a couple umpires, looking for some donations too, some sponsors on the back of our nice tournament jerseys. Got some light blue this year for the 3rd annual. Going to be a hell of a time. Going to be taking place at Faxon Park in O'Rourke Park in Quincy, Massachusetts. Be a great time. Also, another sponsor of the podcast and the softball tournament, our guy from the law offices of Patrick J. Foley. Patrick J. Foley himself seems like night and day. People are getting their first homes. I keep seeing, shared pictures. He's just hooking everyone up around here, getting through the paperwork,
All he
getting the
does is
job
win.
done. And
All he does is win.
he really is right about like if you're looking for a lawyer who's gonna go the next step for you, he will outwork anyone you know.
He's your guy.
Me and Steele were actually I don't even know if we were sleeping this morning, but
We were.
Pat Foley definitely wasn't.
No.
He was grinding for someone else.
Laser focus.
Yep. Episode 132 in the books. Farewell to Patrice Bergeron's hockey
God
career.
bless Patrice
Jaylen
Bergeron.
Browns signed a big time deal. The Red Sox are buzzing.
We need a statue of Bergeron by the time like the next episode comes out.
Yeah, hopefully get a new Patriots running back by then. We kind of covered all the dots, man. And yeah, that's it. Steele Nazz episode 132 in the books. Our year.
Always.